Hi there. This is Danielle Joffe. I'm the founder of Whole Equals Healthy, and this is my first Facebook Live experience. And so I'm very excited to share with you this topic, which is all about intention, um, and um, and hopefully you will enjoy what I have to share with you. And I look forward to seeing your interaction in the chat screen there. So before I get into everything that I have to share, I want to introduce myself to you. And so, as I said, my name is Danielle Joffe. I'm the founder of Whole Equals Healthy, which is a platform for the application of ancient wisdom in our modern world. And I have a master's degree in spiritual psychology and another one in Oriental medicine. And I'm 25 years of experience of working with human consciousness. I work with people in all aspects of their life. And a lot of times that means improving their health, people with chronic illness, people who've gone everywhere and, are stuck in whatever illness they're working with, but also people who are feeling stuck in their lives and keep trying to attain something that they want more of and never quite feel able to do it. That's where I come in. And this topic particularly, setting intentions, that is probably the number one or the first concept I introduce with everyone I work with. So I'm going to tell you now, well, I'm going to ask you actually, first of all, have you ever had the experience of planning to do something, having every good plan in your head for maybe losing weight, starting exercise, stepping up in some way in your life, but then falling short or feeling disappointed that what you set out to do didn't actually get created. Or it might look like having the intention to improve your health, finally kick that habit or addiction, and then again falling back into a pattern of the previous pattern. Well, that's where intention comes in, and I do want to talk more about that. But as I do, I want to invite you to let me know you're here. You can write in the comments there. If you're new, then write new. Or if you have questions as we go along, then feel free to ask those questions. I also want to tell you about the fact that I'll be doing not just today's live event, but on Thursday, 2 days from now at 12:30, I'll be doing another live event also. That one will be called What is Awareness and How to Build It. And there'll be 2 more live Facebook Lives, which I'll tell you about after that. And all of this is leading to a great thing that I'm going to be giving, which is a 45-minute free webinar. And that will be on February 7th and also on the 8th. So I want to share with you a story about myself and how I use intention in my life. And if there's time, then I'd also like to share with you how I've seen other people and clients use intention in sessions and in their lives. So for me, a story that I have in using intention is in using it relating to body image and weight loss. And for me, what happened some years ago was I was working at Canyon Ranch. I worked there for a number of years in their health and healing department in Oriental medicine, and also in the energy medicine department. And I was asked to do lectures a lot. And one of the lectures I was asked to do was about healthy weight. And I thought that was interesting because weight was something that I struggled with a lot. And it wasn't that I struggled with a lot of weight, but it was a consistent problem over a period of time. And I was just never ever able to just really feel good about myself. So I began to think about what it was that was the issue. And I began to realize that actually diet and exercise, while important, weren't actually, that the focus on those outside world things weren't actually producing the results I wanted. I began to realize that the issue was actually judgment I had against myself. And so what I needed to do was start to practice unconditional love toward myself. And as I began to do that, I began to use a phrase which might sound silly, but I used it, and I still use it to this day. And where I just go, I love myself no matter what. And I just started using that phrase with myself consistently, especially, and I still use it to this day when I find myself in periods of self-doubt or self-judgment, which does happen from time to time. And I just begin to remember, oh yes, my intention, my deeper level intention here isn't, this may sound strange, but my deeper level intention wasn't the weight loss. My deeper level intention was to really love myself no matter what. So when I began to practice that, I actually did a practice with myself where I used that for 32 days straight every day. Looking in the mirror, or every time I caught myself thinking a negative thought about myself, just used that intention. Then before I knew it, actually I did end up dropping the extra weight that I had on. And since then I've been just much more comfortable with myself and enjoy living in my own body. And that is a really different experience than everything leading up to that point in my life. So then I began to realize that in the intention, the underlying experience that I'm really truly going for is more important than the goal that I set out in the world. And so when I'm working with clients now, often the very first question that I ask them is, what is your intention? Almost as soon as we get on the call, or as soon as they walk in the door, because I do work with people in person, but also quite a bit on the phone. And often the very first question I'll ask is, what is your intention? Sometimes that answer might be something like, well, I have this meeting coming up and I feel really nervous about it, and I know I have to ask for what I want and work, and I've been really frustrated. And I said, yes, that's your goal. I hear you. I hear that you want to be able to go in and ask for these things. But what is it, the experience you're going for, if you came through and you could wave your magic wand and you had everything that it all worked out perfectly. What is the deeper level experience you're really going for here? And they might say something like, well, a sense of being valued. I want to know I'm valued. And so then that valued, and maybe it's partnership, that value and partnership, that becomes the deeper intention. So, so I find actually even setting up today's live seminar, as I was thinking about, well, okay, I've got to get on this call and I have to engage and I have to do this thing I've never done before, and actually I feel pretty nervous about it. And I was talking with a friend and began to realize, oh, wait a minute, what is the actual intention that I'm going for? And I thought about it and I realized, okay, my intention is I am having fun and expanding my skill set here on Facebook and sharing my passion with you. And so, so when I line up with that intention, then I'm successful immediately. And so I want to invite you to do the same thing. Take a moment and think about something that you want to accomplish in your life, or a place where you want something different, something to be different than it is. Or maybe there's something you want more of or less of. Take a moment and just now and think, if you had that thing, or, you know, if you could wave your magic wand and have that thing, what would the underlying experience be? What is it you're really going for by having that goal, what you set up as your goal in the world? And then write that down, whatever that experience is. For me, having fun. Here I am having fun with all of you guys right now, and sharing some of what I do every day with you. And then as you do that, I'd love to hear about your experience doing that. What do you notice about your experience when you line up with the inner intention rather than the outer goal? How does that change your experience of what you're going for? Once again, I want to tell you that I'm gonna be back on Facebook Live on Thursday at 12:30 on Thursday, this coming Thursday, and then also on Tuesday, January 30th, we're going to be doing another Facebook Live, and that one is called How to Truly Forgive Yourself. I'll be talking a little bit about forgiveness, which is and the power of forgiveness, practicing forgiveness, and why it's so important. And then on Thursday, February 2nd, we're going to be talking, the title is How to Get Everything You Ever Wanted, which will begin to talk about the free webinar that I'm going to be doing and offering to you guys on February 7th and also February 8th. It'll be a half an hour. I really hope you'll join me, and I look forward to seeing you then. Tell your friends. If you have questions that you want answered during those times, feel free to write it in the comment box here or contact me separately, and I will include it in the future Facebook Lives. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you guys, and I had a ball. So see you on Thursday. All right. Bye-bye.